Hello everyone, welcome to Ajiro Tech. Ajiro Tech. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Cambridge IGCSE Information and Communication Technology, the course code 0417. The variant is 03, and we're looking at paper 3 spreadsheet, October-November 2024. Total duration for the whole paper is 2 hours 15 minutes. Okay, so we're going to proceed. The instructions are very important, so please go through the instructions. Very, very important. Um, Total mark for the whole paper is 70, and the source file will be in the video description to help you out. All right, okay, so this is very important. Now we have this, okay, so very important. All right, the next thing is you've been supplied with the following source files. Okay, for the spreadsheet, we're only supplied with one source file, just one file in the source file. Okay. The evidence document has been produced already. Now, this video has been done before. For those of you probably have gone through it, but it was taken down due to some misunderstanding. So we had to do another one again. Okay. Tax 2 spreadsheet. Okay. You work for Tower Web Developers and will edit a spreadsheet that analyzes data on web page hits and advertisement. Step 1, right? Open and examine the file n24hits.csv. So I'm going to open it. Okay. Right here. So what's it saying? All right. Row 9 to 38. Before I do that, let me just do this. So I'm going to click it, label my columns and row, take my cursor here and double click so that every cell that has a value or label is properly shown. Okay, good. They said row 9 to 38. Row 9 right here to 38. Row 9 to 38. Okay. All right. So row 9 to 38 shows the numbers of hits on visit to each web page during a 24-hour period. The numbers of hits for each hour are stored in column F. So the row 9 to 8 shows numbers of hits, and of course 24 hours period, and they are stored in column F right here to AC. Okay, good. Now place your name, center number, and candidate number on the left in the header. So I'm going to click on insert the text, header or footer on the header, left on the header. Okay, so you can actually do it anywhere, right? Whether it's here or there. Okay, so I'm having my name. Okay, so I have my name here, comma space, center number is AN017, comma space, and of course my candidate number is 2024. All right, the next one is place the text created on followed by space. Okay, created on. So it's important that you type it exactly the way it is. Created on followed by space. Okay. Then the automated date on the right in the header. The automated date. All right. On the right in the header. Okay. I think that is done. All right. They said save this as a spreadsheet with a file name. So I can change the view. So for you to do this, you click outside of it, right? If you're right here, it's active, so you click outside of it. If you don't click outside of it, you will discover that your ribbons are grayed out. Okay, so you have to click outside of it, right? So I'll come here to view normal. Okay, and save this as a spreadsheet with the file name hits. Okay, so file, save as, so it's already here. So I'm going to save it as hits. Okay, what else? Hit underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number. So you're giving something like this. Okay, underscore center number AN017 underscore candidate number 2024. And they said save it as what? A spreadsheet. So because you are adding formulas, the save as type is going to be Excel workbook. If you leave it as a CSV, you're going to notice that when you're saving your formulas and you close the Excel and you open it, the formulas are gone because CSV is comma separated value. It doesn't store, it doesn't hold formulas in memory. Okay, so you need to do that. That is why we use Excel workbook. So I'm going to click on save. Okay, so this is 2 marks. Step 2, format all datas in row 9 to 38 to be centered aligned. All datas in row 9 to 38 to be centered aligned. Row 9 to 38 to be what? Centered aligned. Okay, done. Format row 1 to 8 so that the spreadsheet looks like this. Row 1 to 8. Row 1 to 8. Okay. So it looks like this. So what are we doing here? So this is merged. Okay, so let's look at some hints here. Make sure cell A1 to F1 are merged. A1 to F1. Right? So I'll come here. Now merge it for now. D3 to E3. D3 to E3. Okay. Okay, make sure the text in row 1 is in 24 points. The text in row 1 is in 24-point font. That's the font size. So right here, I'll change it to 24. All right. Now there's another thing of what font is this? Is this serif or sans serif? So let's look at it. Okay. Let me look at the. So this is sans serif. So this is sans serif, which is Calibri. Done. And all of them as well is also in sans serif. Yes, all of them because of the G, right? So all of them as well. Everything is in sans serif. So that makes it easy for me. Okay. And this is what? Center the line. Done. Now it is not middle align. Why am I saying it's not middle align? Because it is going to be middle align. The one comes down. Okay. So it's where it is. And this is center align. Bold. Okay. It's not right align because right align is going to be here. Right. So center the line. This one right here is right align. The traffic threshold is center align and is bolded. Rate as well, center the line and is bolded. This is right align. So it's important to be observant. This is center align. This is okay. So this is right align, but has a dollar sign. Okay, right align, but has a dollar sign. So I'm going to add a dollar sign to this. Okay, that's English United States. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay, 4 decimal places. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so and then here as well, Let's fix here as well. This is center the line and it's bolded. This is wrap text, center the line, it's bolded. Average wrap text, traffic level, center the line. Or I think we can just do this all together since all of them is center the line. Yes, center the line. I know what you're thinking. Just make all of them. It's fine. Done that, right? And it's also middle align. Done. Should notice it's also middle align. And I can just wrap it generally. So it's everything is wrapped. That will make it super easy. And all of them is bolding as well. So I'm just going to bold them. Okay, so there's something I need to adjust here. So average hourly, so I need to adjust this as well. Okay, average hourly, yep. Okay, so this is supposed to be here. Okay, done. Traffic level needs to also be here as well. Okay, good. I think I'll just move this here. Advertising revenue is fine. And so you see the difference now. You see where the 8 is. It's down compared to this. Okay. So I think everything looks good. Yeah, everything looks good. And again, we're not adding borders. If you see it's they're dotted. So when the lines are straight, you add the border. When the lines are dotted, you don't. Okay. So I think everything is good. Step 3. Place a replicable formula in cell B9. This is B9 to calculate the numbers of hits for the web page 40173. Okay, so we're to calculate. Now notice, let's go back. See what they said. They said right here, they said the numbers of hits for each hour are stored in column F to AC. Can you see that? So those numbers of hits as for each hour are stored, and row 9 to 38, this right here, okay, shows the numbers of hits on each web page, okay, during a 24-hour period, okay, during a 24-hour what period. Now look at this. So this means that all of them, all numbers of it are stored here, and the numbers of hits on the web page, right, are the ones that are displayed here. This is the web page, numbers of hit, people visiting this particular web page, right, from this particular time to this particular time. We want to know those, how many are visited, what's the total amount of people or of hits that have been visited using this web page. So this is going to be equals to, so let's scroll down. They said to calculate numbers of hits for the web page, and it's replicable, right? We're replicating it. So let's do this. So that's equals to sum. Okay, sum here. And I would highlight this, shift control right to highlight everything. And I would do this, hit on enter. And I'm going to replicate it. So I'm just going to double click here, and that's done. All right, moving on. Step 4, place a replicable formula in cell C9. Cell C9, okay, cell C9 to calculate the average numbers of hits per hour, okay, for this web page. Okay, so this equals to average. Okay, so right here, shift plus control plus your arrow right. Okay, so I'm going to close this here, going to hit on enter, and I'm going to replicate this. Just make this one decimal place. Okay. Now the next one is what? They said a lot, and you're like, okay, do you have a private tuition? Don't you have? Do you have? And yes, Ajiro Tech do have a private tuition. So by my right, you can see that we have for the EdExcel and Cambridge IGCSE, and yes, we do have for all subjects. Okay, all subjects. Okay, the popular ones that's always been in demand is mathematics, English language as a second language. Okay, we have physics, we have biology, we have chemistry, and we have um, you know the flagship, which is ICT, just here and there. We also have business studies. So if you're interested for a private tuition, I think all you have to do is send an email to the sales team at ajirotech@gmail.com, and they would reply to you, talk about your time zone, talk about, and the fee is really quite affordable. Really, it's really quite affordable. It's when you look at it across other tutoring service, I think this is the one that's quite affordable, and you get the very best of service. We also have for the E levels as well, and also for the EdExcel. So we have for the Cambridge E levels and EdExcel E levels. Okay, and we have also across the subject mathematics, which is usually the hot cake when it comes to E level, mathematics and chemistry, and then biology. These are usually one of the ones we have in demand always, all the time. Even physics, for E level. So all you have to do, if you're watching this right now and you are interested for a private tuition, then you can do yourself a solid, okay, and send an email to the sales team at ajiro@gmail.com, and they'll reply to you. So this is done. Step 5. Place a replicable formula in cell D9. D9 using nested if function to display the text from cell D4, D5, or D6 when the content of cell C9 is greater than the traffic threshold, and it's 9 marks. Now, let's go back to nested if so that you can see what I'm talking about. Right, this slide is available. If you want the slide, you can send a message to the sales team. Right, right here. Now, he said nested function means having one function inside another function. So we can have a nested function when we're having other kinds of functions embedded in it. But in the question, we said nested if. So we're having one if embedded inside another, right? Embedded inside another. So you have so many truths and then one false. Does that make sense? Right? And again, there's always a condition. You do not start with the middle values. This would give you incorrect result. So that simply means that if they are 4 nested, right, minus 1. So you have 3 truths and 1 false. Always the minus 1. Okay, very important. So you have if condition, value if true, if condition, value if true, if condition, value if true, and then value if false. Now look at this. Now they said nested function to display the text. Okay, so we're displaying the text right here. Okay, the text we are displaying from cells D4. So let's look at it. From cell D4, okay, D5 and D6. You do not start with the middle number. Okay. They said when the content of cell C9, right, the content of cell C9 is greater than the traffic threshold. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. See, greater than the traffic threshold. So these are the thresholds here, right? The traffic thresholds. So we have equals to if C9 is greater or equals to this, comma, then high, comma, if the C9 again, C9 is greater or equals to what? This, right, comma, medium. Else, the first value is going to be what? Is going to be this. Okay, so I'm going to close the first one. This here, we call this our formula bar. I'll close the first one and then close the second one, and then I'll hit on my enter. So you see that this is greater than this. Now, if I replicate this, look at this. A replicable formula. If I replicate this, it's going to give me error. Now, why is it giving me error? It's going to give me error because this should be absolute. Everything here is relative, should be relative because I'm replicating, but this should give me what? An absolute. So that simply means that I have to make this what? An absolute. So that's my Fn plus F4. And of course, this as well should also be an absolute. Okay. Fn plus F4. This should also be an absolute. Fn plus F4. Again, how I highlight, then Fn plus F4. So I think some laptops is shift plus F4. Okay, so mine is Fn plus F4, F4. So Fn plus F4. Okay, so I'm going to hit on enter. Now notice C9 is relative. Now, what do I mean by this? Let me scroll down to my slide so I can quickly show you relative and absolute. Now, for relative referencing is a method of addressing cells where the reference to another cell changes when the formula is what is copied to another cell. So the cell changes when you are replicating. But for absolute, right, it remains constant no matter where it is copied. And we use what? A dollar sign to create an absolute reference. So that simply means you're locking both the colon and what? The row. There are some cases where you lock only the column. There are some cases where you lock only the row. Okay, so you have that. So I'm going to hit on enter and then I will replicate this. So now you look at this, the ones that have low, you see that we have 212. So 212 is not greater or what? Equals to 250. So that means that it is low. So anything less than 250 is what? Is low. Okay, it's low. All right, moving on. I hope that makes sense. Step 6. Place a replicable formula in cell E9. This is E9 here. Okay, to look up the rate for this traffic level. Okay, so let's look at the traffic level. Okay, this is the traffic level. Okay, and multiply it by the total numbers of hits. Okay, total numbers of hits. Look at it. Okay, for this page. So we're multiplying to look up the rate. Take note, to look up the rate. So we're using a lookup for this traffic level. Okay, so we're using what? We're using what? A lookup for this. Now, we're looking up what? The traffic level, right? So equals to, now, if you look at this, obviously this is going to be what? A VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP. Now, notice we're looking up the rate for this traffic level. And of course, what will be my lookup value? My lookup value, remember, if we are going from, VLOOKUP goes from left to right. It doesn't allow backward referencing. So my lookup value is going to be what? This. Now, if you're wondering that, let me quickly show you. Permit me to quickly just show you what I'm talking about. Good. Now, it performs a vertical lookup of data, right? Which is used to compare your data with those that are stored in a single column. Now, the lookup are stored in the content, in the column to the right of these cells. Now, in summary, we have the lookup value. What's the lookup value? The value you want to search for, which is in the first column of the table. The table array is everything in the table that will perform the search. The column index is what you want to return. right? So it's the column number in the table from which you want to retrieve the value. Okay, the range lookup has two options: true, which is 1; false, which is 0. The true is approximate match, the false is what? Exact what? Match. Okay, so now you have this. So this becomes what? The lookup value. Table array is going to be everything in the table. Okay, it's going to be what? Everything what? In the table. Okay, now what are we looking up? Take note. What are we looking up? Let's go. They said we're looking up the rate. Can you see that? The rate for this traffic level. The rate for this. So our what? Column index is going to be what? 3, comma, and it's going to be what? An exact what? Match. So I'm going to have this. So it's going to give us this. Okay, it's going to give us this. And then we have to multiply it with what? We have to multiply it with what? Multiplied by the total numbers of hits for this web page. So we're multiplying it with what? Come here, add your multiplication sign. Okay, so add the multiplication sign. Okay, so we have this. Now, this is what we have. Now, take note of this. If we replicate this, now take note, I said what? Replicable formula. If we replicate this, it's going to give us error. Why? Because this right here should be an absolute. So only the lookup value should be relative, right? So this here should be what? The table array should be what? Should be an absolute. So Fn plus F4. The reason why, if we don't make it an absolute, when we are replicating, it also replicates as well. It also changes, and we don't want it to change. Does that make sense? Right? We do not want it to what? Change. And that is why we are making it so. So now I have this. So now I'm going to what? I'm going to replicate. So I have this. Okay? So I have this. Okay. What's the next thing? Replicate the formula entered in step 3 to 6 for all web pages. I've done that. Format cell E9. Oh, there's even here, right here. Format cell E9 to E38. E9 to E38 as currency in dollars. As currency, not accounting, to 2 decimal places. So I'll come here. Currency in dollars. So that's English United States to 2 decimal places. Okay, done. Place a replicable formula in cell B4. B4 to count the numbers of web page with high traffic. To count the numbers of web page with what? With high traffic. So we're counting it. Now take note, there is a criteria here. A criterion here with what? High traffic. So that's what we are counting with a criteria. That's what? Count if. Now look at this. Well, look at what count if does. It's used to count numbers of cells within a range that meets what? A single what? Condition. Now, it's very useful when you have those criteria. So you have your count if, you have your range, and you have what? Your criteria. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so now we have this. So you have equals to count if, right? And then what becomes the range? The range is going to be what? Look at this. Let's go back. They said to count the numbers of web page with high traffic. So we're going to count everything here. So shift control arrow down, comma, and then what becomes what? What becomes the criteria? The criteria here becomes what? The criteria here becomes what? The high traffic, which is what? So we have high numbers of high traffic. So we have high, which is this. Look at it, right? Which is this? High, medium, low. So which is this? Are we together? So now I'm going to close it. Now notice something here. If I replicate this, it's going to change. Now, notice they said what? A replicable what? Right here, right? A replicable what? Formula. So that simply means that this is going to be, anytime you have a replicable formula, they are simply testing you for relative and absolute. So that simply means I'm going to Fn plus F4. So I have this. Okay. So what I will do here is, oh my goodness, undo, sorry. I'm going to highlight this, Fn plus F4, hit on enter. So that simply means that I'm going to replicate it here. Now, notice that if I'm replicating it, it's changing. Why? Because the range remains constant, the criteria would change. Now, look at this is D4, this is D5, this is what this is, which is what they want. Okay. Save your spreadsheet. So, done, saved. A lot, and you're like, okay, do you have a private tuition? Don't you have? Do you have? And yes, Ajiro Tech do have a private tuition. So by my right, you can see that we have for the EdExcel and Cambridge IGCSE, and yes, we do have for all subjects. Okay, all subjects. Okay, the popular ones that's always been in demand is mathematics, English language as a second language. Okay, we have physics, we have biology, we have chemistry, and we have you know, the flagship, which is ICT, just here and there. We also have business studies. So if you're interested for a private tuition, I think all you have to do is send an email to the sales team at ajirotech@gmail.com, and they would reply to you, talk about your time zone, talk about, and the fee is really quite affordable. Really, it's really quite affordable. It's when you look at it across other tutoring service, I think this is the one that's quite affordable, and you get the very best of service. We also have for the E levels as well, and also for the EdExcel. So we have for the Cambridge E levels and EdExcel E levels. Okay, and we have also across the subject mathematics, which is usually the hot cake when it comes to E level, mathematics and chemistry, and then biology. These are usually one of the ones we have in demand always, all the time. Even physics, you know, for E level. So all you have to do, if you're watching this right now and you are interested for a private tuition, then you can do yourself a solid, okay, and send an email to the sales team at ajiro@gmail.com, and they will reply to you. Let me go back. Okay, I think this is going to be centered as well. This is going to be centered as well. Okay, good. All right, now save your spreadsheet. Print only cell A1 to F38 showing the formulas A1, okay, to F38, okay, showing the formula. So I'm going to go to formulas, and then right here, this is symbol for show formulas. So you just come here, select all, and come here to show formulas. Okay, all right. So we have this. Okay, so I'm going to click here and then take my cursor here, double click on this. So it's recording, right? Okay, so it's important that your formulas are showing, right? And remember, they said F A1 to what? Let me see. Why? My goodness. Is A1 to F1? Let me see. A1 to F1. Oh my goodness. Right? So I have this. So I'm going to merge it, sorry. Merge and center. So it's A1 to F. A1 to F1. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this. Okay, good. Because what we are doing here is A1 to F38. Okay, so that is done, showing the formulas. The printout is in what? Is in portrait orientation. So I'm going to click on File, Print, Portrait Orientation. Now I will have to change the settings from Print Active Sheets to what? Print Selection. Okay. Rows and columns are displayed. Okay. Rows and columns are displayed. Okay. All right. So I think I can change this to 95. Let's see. Okay, I think it's better. Okay, so this is better to 2 pages. Okay, so this is better. And the formulas are showing. So I'm going to print this. The content of all cells are fully visible. Okay. All right, so I'm going to print this. So I'll click on print. And I'll come here to documents. Okay, so this is going to be printout of spreadsheet values, spreadsheet formulas. Formulas, November 24. Okay, so, all right, step 11. Apply conditional formatting to cell D9 to D28. Okay, so I think we're done with the formulas. So I'll go to formulas, click here, select them again. Okay, it's important that everything is showing. So I think, what do I do here? From F, Shift Control, Shift. Okay, so let me do right here. So to AC, hold my Shift here, done, good. And then I can adjust it. So let me do from this right here. So I can adjust it together. Okay, so this is better. All right. And also I can do this as well. And this, the traffic level remains this. Okay, this is average. Okay, and this is, it's important to always take it back. So we have to go back and check. Okay, A1 to F1, D3 to E3. So we're checking again to ensure that no mistakes are made. It's always important to always go back and check, right? Go back and check. Okay, web page. Okay, traffic levels, advertising revenues. So everything looks good. All right. So now I apply the conditional formatting to D9. Okay, Shift Control arrow down. Shift Control arrow down. Conditional formatting. We're creating a new rule. So what is it saying? They said inclusive to display a green background if the cell contains high. A green background. So format only cells that contains, okay, specific text containing what? High. Okay. Contains high, a green background. So come here to format, fill, green background. Okay. So click on OK. All right. I'll do it. Create another one again. A new rule contains specific text, medium. And what are we showing here? An orange background. Format, fill, orange background. And finally, new rule contains specific text, low, right? Low. And what is it going to contain? A red background. Format, red. Okay. Now they said what? Make sure the text in each cell is clearly visible. Okay. Now, what are they saying here? They said, take a screenshot of your method. Make sure that the formatting set and range of cells are clearly visible. Place this screenshot in your evidence document. So this is going to be step 11. So I will come here to my conditional formatting, manage rules. So you can see that, what are they saying? They said formatting set and range of cells. So this is the formatting set here, what it contains, and this is the range of what? Cells. They are clearly visible. So I'm going to take my screenshot. So I'm going to click here, go to my snipping tool, open my snipping tool, right here on image, click on new, and I'll take the screenshot. Okay. Step 11, and I'll paste it here. Right click and I'll paste. Okay, done. So I think this was the one thing that was missing from this evidence right here. There's a video on this on the Web Train as well, so you just check it out. It will be there in the description as well. Okay, all right. I think we've done for the, yes, for the video for the Web Train as well. Yes, so it's there. So just check it out and have fun with it. All right. Now change the font color of cell F8 to AC38, F8. So click on OK. F8, Shift Control, arrow down, arrow right. Okay, so F8 to FC38 to white. Right. The font color. So this is the font color to what? White. Done. So that the content of these cells are not visible. Print only column A to F inclusive, showing the values. Okay, showing the values. A to F, showing the value. Shift Control, arrow down, showing the values. File, print. Okay. The printout fits on a single page. The printout is important orientation and is important. There's something I want to say. Your paper size must be A4. I know I didn't say that in the formulas, but I'm saying it here. If it's in later, please change it to A4, right? Your paper size, what you'll be using for the exam is A4. Very important. Okay. Rows and column headings are not displayed, right? We don't really need it. Sheet here, check, uncheck it. Go to page. I'll probably take this to 100. So this is just adjusting the page size, right? So it's going to fit. So if you want your, if you're having so many formulas like 12 pages, you use the adjust to actually reduce it while still maintaining the quality, right? So I'll click on OK. Okay. The content of all cells in column A to F, except those where the font color is white, are fully visible. So everything here is fully visible. Okay, and then we can print our work. So let's print. And then we have the printout of the spreadsheet values. Put it here, no, 24. We'll click on OK. So at the end of the day, this is what we have: the formulas and then the values. Okay. So this is what we have at the end of the day. You can see the date is created. So that tells you that this is actually the another video. Sorry. So this is okay. So this is the formulas. It's important that your formulas are showing. It is important that your formulas are showing. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I had to redo this video again because of the demand. A lot of students are saying, "Sir, please, you really just have to do it," because we've checked other ones and they don't really explain it like you do. So you really have to just go back and do it for us, please, because we're having an exam, the November 2025 exam, just about a few months from now, and we really need to understand this concept. So I hope I've been able to explain the whole thing. The paper is, again, it's easy. Okay, you just have to just follow through. I think one of an oversight for me was the fact that I did A1 to E1 instead of A1 to F1. Again, it is something you always observe if you always go back. Okay, go back to your work and check through again and again and again. Okay, so hope this was really, really helpful. Please do well to subscribe, okay, to the YouTube channel, and share this video with your friend. I always say this, to share the videos, because that is one way your friends can also learn and be a part of the community and grow and be well informed. Remember, knowledge is power, and how you share that power is very, very important. And right here in Ajiro Tech, and also we care about you. We also have a Discord server. The link will be also right here with the QR code that you can actually scan right here in the video, so you can actually scan it and be part of a community. The community is fast growing, and we want you to be part of it, part of our Ajiro Tech Discord server, so that you can learn from expert tutors around the world. Trust me, you do not want to miss that opportunity. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.